Imagine you're managing a busy shipping warehouse. Your job is simple but highly specific. You need to find two boxes on this moving assembly line whose combined weight adds up to exactly 70 pounds. Looking at this diagram, we have a small batch of 5 boxes to work with. Their weights are 10, 20, 30, 35, and 50 pounds. Right above them, our target weight of 70 is locked in. The most obvious way to solve this is to have a machine grab the very first box, the 10-pounder, and test it against everything else. 10 plus 20? No. 10 plus 30? No. It keeps going down the line, failing to hit 70 every single time. Once it runs out of boxes, it drops the 10, moves to the 20-pound box, and starts the entire matching process over again with the remaining items on the belt. This repetitive method creates a workload we call ON squared. Think of it like a squaring tax. If you have 10 boxes, you pay with 100 checks. If you have 20 boxes, that tax jumps to 400 checks. That squaring tax is a major problem for speed. With 5 boxes, you only do 25 steps. But if your warehouse grows to 1,000 boxes, checking every possible pair requires nearly 1 million individual tests. 1 million tests for just 1,000 items is a massive waste of energy. To process large amounts of data without slowing to a crawl, we need a systematic way to skip the wrong answers. That shortcut relies on one strict rule. Our boxes must be organized on the belt from smallest to largest before we begin. If the weights are in a random order, the logic falls apart. Instead of one arm doing all the work, we place 2 independent searchers or pointers at the extreme opposite ends of our sorted line. First, we add the 2 outer boxes together. Our screen shows 10 plus 50 equals 60. Since our target is 70, our current total is too small. Because the boxes are sorted, we know exactly how to fix this. The right arm is already on the heaviest box available, so to increase our total, the left arm must step up to the next heaviest box. Now we run the math again. 20 plus 50 equals 70. The board flashes green, and we have our match in just 2 steps. By using this directional logic, we didn't have to test the 30 or 35-pound boxes at all. We knew they couldn't possibly be part of the solution, so we simply ignored them. Let's lower our target weight to 50 pounds to see how both arms adjust to find the center. We check the edges first. 10 plus 50 is 60, too heavy. To shrink our total, the right arm takes a step down to the 35-pound box. Next check, 10 plus 35 is 45. Now we are too light. This triggers the left arm to step up to the 20-pound box. Finally, 20 plus 30 hits our target of 50. The searchers moved inward and met right where they needed to be. In this scenario, we only looked at each box a maximum of 1 time. We call this O of N speed. Think of it like a flat rate. If you have 1,000 boxes, you only ever do 1,000 checks. This one-to-one relationship transforms how software performs. That 1,000-box warehouse that once required 1 million steps now only takes 1,000. It is easy to confuse this with a similar method called the sliding window. While they look similar, they serve different purposes. 2 pointers are independent. They start far apart and move toward each other based on rules, like whether a sum needs to go up or down. A sliding window is different. It's a single grouped frame that captures a block of neighboring items and slides them all together down the line. You use pointers to find pairs across the whole list, but you use a sliding window to look at a continuous section of neighbors. This logic helps solve problems beyond simple addition. For example, you can use pointers at the ends of a word to see if the letters match as you move toward the middle, proving it's a palindrome. You can even use a fast and slow version. One searcher travels through a list twice as fast as the other, which is a clever way to find the exact middle of a sequence without counting the whole thing first. When you are solving a coding problem, look for these 3 indicators. If you see a sorted list, a need to find a pair, or a specific target sum, the problem is likely designed for this technique. Seeing those requirements is your signal to stop overcomplicating the code and start picturing those 2 robotic arms waiting at the edges of the line. You step the left side up to increase and the right side down to decrease. By sticking to that mechanical process, you can solve some of the most intimidating challenges in software engineering.